Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Gothic Slayers, and this is a new horror, comedy, fantasy, where we have director Caleb Harris, based off of a screenplay by Ben Getz and Dylan Eschbaugh, who both star in the film as Ben and Dylan, who are two putt-putt employees who are best friends, must face off against a demonic cult that has not only kidnapped their friend, but also threatens to destroy their hometown. And this film is silly, low-budget, campy kind of affair that has all this like B-movie kind of flair, humor, and just all of it really comes together and offers up an insanely fun, enjoyable romp that, you could enjoy with a group of people. This film, I think, really gets anchored down by its two lead performers who also wrote this film, and I think Getz and Eschbaugh in particular really stand out. I think Eschbaugh has a great sense of humor here in terms of like playing dumb that he does and how that really says a lot about his character. You have Getz's Ben, who's desperately trying to like find approval and maybe get out of the situation that he's in, being stuck in Arrested Development with his best friend. They lose their friend, and this cult has some young women in it, including Samantha Rothermel, who's somebody who's in this cult but is like slowly shaking it off, and will she, won't she, wind up helping our protagonist try to save the town. And you have all these silly kind of humorous moments with like there's like a scene where you have two of these young cult women trying to like kill our main characters, and one of the main characters' parents walk in and they think they're having sex, and they're like, "Oh, I know what you're doing, don't worry." And it's just so silly and committed to that, and you could just see the fear on the young men's faces, like they're trying to kill us. But you have that kind of like silly banter back and forth, and this film really works where it's being campy and ridiculous and over the top. I think that's where some of the weaknesses, like there's some overly serious moments with this cult and the cult leader where I think the film kind of loses its way in terms of like that tone that's really working for it. And in that situation, like I think if they got somebody with a little bit more like pizzazz personality-wise, I definitely wanted Matt Berry to play the leader of this cult. It would have been a whole other thing, and this could have been like really high up there into like go-to films to watch. But it still has its moments, and it has heart. It has a little romance. Sure, it has cliche elements, but this setup in terms of trying to stop like this evil witch and this cult, and they have like fun visual effects. There's a lot of fun over-the-top action. There's a whole entire sequence in the climax of the film that is just incredible, that has like this 8-bit fight in it, and this battle that's just really engrossing fun, and like they're navigating trying to find like resources and stuff like that, so like really trying to lean into that experience. And this film, I think, really is there with a lot of the heart and the setup of this friendship. I think in its second act, it loses a little bit of steam, but once it gets to its climax, it has a lot of fun choices to really bring the most out of this film. And at the end of the day, this is a charming indie horror, comedy, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, adventure that just has a lot going for it, including a young cast that's committed to the bit, and, a fun story that is relatable and we can connect to. But those are my thoughts on Gothic Slayers. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.